In our third video, we're going to go back to our money plots and figure out how to avoid duplicating code. So last time we had done 3 plots in a row. So let me run this so you can see what it looks like. So we have 3 plots, 1, 2, 3, for 3 different rates, 2%, 3%, and 4%. So we had done this by, here's our subplot command, and we'd plotted the first one, and then we plotted the second one, and we plotted the third one. Obviously, this is not the best way to do this. We can do this with a for loop. So let me walk through what this looks like as a for loop. So you remember that I told you to use n rows and n columns in your subplot and a plot index variable. This is exactly why. So we have the number of rows and the number of columns depend on the length of r. Our iplot index is going to go from 1 to however many rows, how many rates we have. This will increment properly then. We'll draw on the first window, then the second, and then the third. So some things that have to change. This used to be R1. That's because we used to say we want to try the first rate. Now we have changed all of the incidences of R1, that was here and here, to be this plot index so that we grab the right rate each time through. Other than that, this code is exactly the same as what we had before. We just changed this R3. This is now that loop variable, but all this stuff is exactly the same. So that's how you turn something from being a duplicated line of code to something that's in a for loop. You have to set up this correctly. Then you have to make sure you go through and everywhere where you said r of 1, it has to become r of k, or whatever your index variable is. That's pretty much it. The only other trick here is that if this is a calculation that has something like r1 equals r0, then you're going to have to make sure that you change that to r equals r, as we did in the candy example. One other small change we made is we added another rate. So we got 4 rates. And we go and look at our figure, and surprise, we get all 4 rates. So one of the reasons to use things like this n columns equals length of r and have everything depend on that is so that you can go back up to r, you can change this and nothing's going to break.